Sup, Marnie? Figured I'd record some stuff for you as we talked about in, the DMs and all that. So, yeah, I'm gonna look at maybe the first 4 matches. Maybe depends on how tired I get, and then I'll send these over to you. But yeah, so camp is always very interesting because you get to play with people that you haven't ever played before really with, and that kind of gives you a cool little experience. And based on your team, I think was actually drafted really well. I feel like there's Marshall here is kind of the striker, as we can see by the amount of queen kills. So he kind of functions as the really quick speed striker. I know you ended up playing. Were you safe? No, you were second speed, right? And then Toshi was maybe more of the safe warrior, which I think are all very good roles for everyone to kind of play on, for both learning purposes as well as how they did. Just looking at your team, did pretty decently on day. Dusk was even, a little bit worse on night, and kind of equal on twilight. So we'll see if there's any map-specific instances that may have resulted in different team play cause your maps to be worse. And we'll look through that. You did pretty well in the pools, and I'd say 2-1 or 1-2 in D is still very good for camp. I mean, most teams are going to go either 1-2 or 2-2, and despite however polls go. But yeah, your polls 3-1, 2-2, 4-0, 2-2, 0-4. I think we're also very good in general. Yeah. So just to talk briefly about kind of the third, this is the one I want to look at first, about kind of like what the role of the third speed is. Generally, it really depends on how teams like to do it. Sometimes they like their first speed to be the person that's more of like a striker and killing people. Sometimes they like the third speed to do it. It really depends, right? For how we're gonna play for Killer Queen and Friends, generally as first speed, I'm going to be the more safer first speed to try to not go for things as much, but do higher level on the map speed things, and have maybe you be more of a playmaker. I think that is a little bit different from here because it seems like Marshall was a little bit more of a playmaker given the amount of queen kills he had, or they had, for sure. But some things I'm going to look at, particularly for you, is third speed can be a little bit of a misnomer. That's kind of hard to figure out what you are supposed to be doing at the particular time in the map. And so if I see that maybe you're kind of flying around and you're not entirely sure what to do, that might be a moment where I would give direction or that. Obviously not going to talk too much about tech because that's not really helpful, in my opinion, to do VOD reviews, because it's like, oh yeah, you missed the side J and that caused you to die. That's like whatever. I think it's more for warriors. It's, are you doing the right things at the right times? Are you looking for like columns? Are you looking for pincers? Are you going to the ledge when the ledge needs to be done? All of those kind of decision-making tools, rather than talking about tech. So we'll look at this first one. This is against Blue Chris's team. Another really good queen. And your blue checks. Alright, let's see when this starts off. Oh, too late. Oh, this is a warm-up. Never mind. I don't remember. Let me go back to if you guys were flexing at all. Did this person get up? Michelle. No, it looks like Michelle didn't get up. So yeah, some teams are more for sure like flexy at camp because you might draft 2 people that can both warrior, but neither one wants to really drone. But given this, the fact that Michelle 0-3 maybe came up for 32 seconds in a map, is not going to be doing that. It's very important that no matter what you're doing, you're probably trying to look to become a warrior at any given time. Is this the game or is this the warm-up? This looks like the game. Okay. I couldn't remember if you were... Alright, so let's look at... We're gonna watch the game in its entirety and then I'm gonna make comments and notes. No. Oh, okay. That was really good by Mel. This is a long game. Ooh, that snail's a little dire. Blue Chris is on last. That might give you an edge. Oh, especially with a wipe. Yeah, exactly. Being on last can be such a big game changer. Okay. Cool. All right, let's go back. A couple different things I definitely saw in that. I don't know if you all talked about your like predefined roles or kind of like what the idea is or what the strategy is, but I'm gonna talk kind of like sort of as if we had made the team and that how we're gonna play at KQAF. It's gonna be a little weird, but it's gonna make it out. So yeah, right at the beginning here, you fall off here, probably just a simple tap mistake, but I like that you then went back up here to go to the speed gate, which is good. That's what you're supposed to do. Yep, we get in there. Super minor optimization is the best thing you can do coming out of the speed gate to get this gate is you jump and you don't touch any platforms, hit on here and then go right. So you touch that platform, it slowed you down a little bit. Very minor, but yeah, it can be very super important if like say you're barely racing a warrior. Any extra movement, because this game is very fast paced at this skill level, well, could cause you to die or anything else, but you know, it didn't matter in this game that much. So something that I think is really important is to kind of play off your teammates and look what your teammates doing. And I think a very good example of this already was if we look at where Marshall did this, right? Marshall comes out, immediately kind of goes through the wrap to get to the other side of the map, opposite of the queens, and immediately has now put the queen in a pincer. Whereas if you look at all the other gold warriors, kind of haven't really achieved much. But because of that, there's instantly automatically pressure on the gold queen, which I think is very good. And that I kind of think is a really good showcase of like different teamwork and stuff. And so if I was going to have you be more of that mid-ground person, I would be the person up here, and then the abs would kind of come down here and help with Snail, and you would kind of occupy this space. I think right now your positioning's a little weird, right? We're kind of not really achieving anything right here, you know? And if you look, now all of you are stuck under these gold warriors because Marshall had to go lower from his position. So I think, what is Marshall, is this right? No, these pronouns are wrong because it's off. Okay, Marshall sees him. Okay. I was like, wait, this is she, her, but then also says MIC. Okay. Yeah, so I think, honestly, the best thing I think you could have done is coming right out of this gate, going this way. So just in general, right? And I'll pull up Hype Mind for this. On day map, there are really, if you were coming out of the gate, there are two options for you to come out of, right? That is the wrong thing. I'm a professional. If you were coming out of this gate on day map, right? Really, there's two options for you, right? You can go this way, or you can go this way, right? I'm gonna say 95. Oh god, I cannot draw. That is so bad. This way or this way, right? This you should be taking 95% of the time. I'm not even joking. This going up this way and taking this higher route is so much better than going this way in like 95% of cases. The only time I come out of this gate left is if I am a speed warrior. There's a vanilla on the other side of my queen, and we can almost guarantee a pincer. So basically, that situation looks like this. Queen here, you just got out, your speed. They have a warrior here that's slow, Because if a warrior's here and they're fast, you're never going to get past them with the iframes, right? It's just not going to happen. So they have to be slow. They also have to be very close to your queen to capture the pincer, and then you guys got to work together to get the pincer. And it's still not an ideal scenario because then the other queen's going to come in and J, and now your queen's in a pincer, and if you guys fail the other pincer, it's really bad. So regardless, 95% of the time, you should be coming out of this gate and going up this way. Because if you look at what happens when you come out of the gate, this might be the other weird scenario where you don't, because there's a guy here and you might not be able to make it in iframes, but then you should be taking this path. You should be going like this and avoiding this dude who's just like up here, and then you can go like kind of like this motion, and then it's fine. But if you go out this gate, the reason why this side is so much worse is you are so much lower on the map. You're not exuding any pressure here, whereas this guy is exuding so much more pressure being high here, right? Like imagine instead of you were here, you were up here. Then you have the queen in a pincer, the other warriors in a pincer, and you're above all these other warriors. Instead, what happens is you kind of sit here, and I know you're threatening this abs a little bit, but you guys are all still forced low, and now you have to rotate around to get high to a position where you could have already gotten high. And the reason why I'm not harping on this so much, as this is a mistake that I see a lot of newer people, not newer, but I shouldn't say, a lot of people do it. I see a lot of the other New Yorkers doing this thing where they will come out of this gate with the queen here and go like the left the queen, and that doesn't really accomplish anything. It doesn't create a good position at all. It kind of causes, the only time I would do that is if we have another dude, another person coming, another drone, I should say, coming, right? And you want to stack for that drone. But in that instance, there was no drone that was stacking. And the reason why Toshi can't come down for this pincer is because you don't have this column. But if you had gone up and captured the column, it'd be much better. And like the reason I'm also saying this, because this is something like easy, you can change immediately. It's just like stop coming out of the gate this way and go up the gate this way. And immediately your gameplay increases by like 510%. It's like a huge difference. I'm not even joking. Yeah, but enough on that. I think it's something that is a very easy fix that will create a lot more success in play. And you might be scared to go up here with like other warriors, and like you don't know if the iframes are going to make it long enough, but just like testing it, you'll get a feel for like, okay, how long I can actually be in another warrior's iframes and all that. I have an example from my gameplay that I could show, but I don't think you necessarily need to see it. I talked about this point too much. Anyway, let's see what goes here. Now you guys are kind of stuck. I do like this pathing. You're kind of going around to get away from the other warriors, which is good. I think you should be going... I know you might see the queen here, which I think is good, which is fine. Yeah, this motion here is... I'm a little confused on where you're going. Right, the idea I have in my head right now is, okay, we just lost a warrior, they lost a warrior, but they're full mill, or they were full mill, so they still have 3, which is very scary for us, right? So what we either want to do is we want to help get our guy out, right? And one of the ways we can do that is by preventing the queen from really moving and allowing our queen more space, right? So I like this kind of motion over here to maybe deny the queen from coming out here on the left. And now we kind of are existing in a little bit of pincer. So I think it would be good to go back. But then I don't understand the decision making to come back here, because you already have Marshall here. And now the queen kind of can escape this way. Maybe there was a call or something to like call for a gate or a call for something. But I think it would have been better had you maybe stayed on right here, prevent the queen from going this way. Marshall go over here and prevent them going this way. We have this gate, try to get Toshi out that gate with Marshall's help. I'm not sure. It might have been a call in the moment, but yeah. And now Marshall goes down. So Marshall goes down, right? You're the last warrior. And I know there's really bad advice of just like getting high. It's just a weird advice, right? In this instance, it kind of would be better because think of your height as a kind of like a resource, a tool. It's like a meter. If you are giving up meter, you need to be trying to get something in return. I see you kind of you go for a play here on is it Skulls? I don't remember. We go for a play here kind of on Skull. I think this might have been just a tapping thing. But I think I'm talking more about positional kind of idea. I think positionally you want to be up here because they're eventually going to converge on your queen. And if you're here, you can push this column a lot better than right now where you are. And you recognize that because you try to go around, then you get popped by the queen. It's so unfortunate. But if you had not even like dropped down, if you had just stayed up here and just tapped, like hovered and just stayed there, it's less tech required to provide more value, especially on last. And I think that would be having a little bit of a better position than trying to rotate and then missing something on the rotate and then dying with the queen. But we get someone out. Mm-hmm. So I have a 3-tiered, how do I say this? I said it in one of my recent videos. I have like a 3-tiered rule on recovering as drone, right? First thing you do, get a berry. You are basically, as a drone, useless if you do not have a berry. You have 0 pressure, like, there's no reason for a warrior to go even near you or like anything if you don't have a berry. So first thing is get a berry. So when you're spawning here, I would just either drop down, grab this berry, drop down, go here or here or here. Like Marshall does. Marshall immediately drops down, grabs a berry, and then heads to the gate. By you going over here and going here, you're forced to go to this berry pile, which gives you less options. And then Gold Skulls is going to recognize, or Gold Ab's going to recognize that and pop you because you have less dodging maneuvers because you have to grab that berry, right? So first thing first, always just grab a berry. Second thing is kind of figuring out where pathing the queen is going to go, right? At the moment here, and this will, I'll talk about queen play, because the queen is on the right side of our queen can make it into mid pretty easily. So the next gate that I think the queen is going to go to is going to be mid gate, which I think if we look at Marshall, he immediately kind of goes to this space, which allows him to go to right or mid, right? But by you going through the wrap, your only option is to try to go to this gate. And by only being able to go to that gate, it allows the warriors to kind of pressure you out a little bit more. And that results in your drone getting popped. And it may seem like I'm focusing a little bit on these kind of like details about being a drone and what you should do as a drone, but being able to be like a good drone and not getting killed on ways to gates or getting into gates, I think is a very high skill level kind of thing. And that's something that will immediately allow you to become a warrior more often and will allow us to kind of worry less about our deaths, you know. But then Mo calls for, I assume Mo called for getting speed here, so I'm fine with this. Yeah. And you see, I like this now. You got this berry, right? And now you were useful. You can go to either one of these gates. This is just in general a very strong position for a drone to be because they have that flexibility. So I like that you went down here for this. It looks like there might have been some miscommunication. Yeah, and that's a good form. I like it. Yeah, so this is a good form. I like this motion, but I think because, you know, it's first camp, you maybe got some nerves, you're really far away from any of the action here, right? We're kind of like over here. Our queen needs help. We need to be kind of in the action fighting. I know you're the last one, but we need to kind of put a little pressure on them. And again, we talk about resources. By going low here, you're giving up so much resources, and by going over here, we're now just going to be blocked by abs. Imagine, right? I'm going to recreate this scenario in the hive mind. Oop, wrong one. Let's see. Boop. Boop. How does... Marshall does get out, so that's good. But he gets forced... He does the bad decision, goes over here. But whatever. Right. So this is what the ultimate scenario was, right? Where it was... We end up over here, right? And you can see gold really has control of the map. People can't really get in. It's very difficult. But you didn't... You had the option. You were over here to kind of stay high and be over here. And yeah, they could try to make a play to go under you or catch you, but you have the option to always go higher on day map, right? And I think in a scenario like this, I would much prefer my blue warrior, instead of being here, to be here. Because if the queen ever drops down, you're above that queen and can really put pressure on, you know? And that would force the queen to be like, oh, we gotta go over here, or then you could like follow and do all these fun things. By giving away your resources, you allow the enemy team to not have to play as hard. So instead, I would have, you know, we'd stand on here, we stay on their ceiling, we stay on the ceiling, we stay on the ceiling. You know, they don't ever push you low. You could still be on this ceiling. And now that you're on the ceiling, you could have gone over here above this queen. It'd be much stronger and much more forceful instead of taking this lower position and going left. But yeah, now we're kind of stuck over here. Yeah, but yeah. So in all this time, though, we want to think about... I know we want to get to the snail. We want to fight on the snail. But we can take the other side of the queen. Like, there is a free option to just go from here to here to be above the queen and not be forced in this low position. Right now, they are locking you out of this side of the map, but you don't have to be locked out because you're free. You can go above the queen here and be very strong. So don't be afraid to kind of like change your option here instead of forcing your way through this wrap to go over here and be above the queen. And you see Toshi does the thing I talk about. He goes up here and look at it, immediately forces the queen away. And now Toshi has broken away. That's how strong this upper column part is on day. Alright, but we make it in here. We're still kind of low. And that was good. You see how rotating around, you were able to get above the queen and kind of kill her? I think that was a very good rotation. A very good kill. But now we take the opportunity to get high, get high, get high. Yeah, we're high, we're high, we're high. They're not going to force us low because they don't have to. And look, even though you were not like directly helping this pincer, you were kind of like threatening the pincer, right? Because let's see, we went high. And we're high. And now this guy's in a pincer. He could try to kill your queen, or you could escape here, but you're higher than him and you could kill him. Like, just being high is giving you so much more resources and options. And it allows you to be high here, Tochi's here, and Marshall's snail guarding. This creates a very good, like, kind of structure of high, mid, low, which we're kind of talking about, where for our team, Mickey would be the low warrior fighting the snail. I would be the high warrior, and you would be this more middle warrior, kind of covering Mickey's back. You guys kind of naturally formed that there, and it kind of allowed you to restructure. Cool, so we're still high. Now we're lower again. You have a tendency to just kind of go lower on the map when you don't have to be. You don't have to go low. There was no reason to go low there, you know? I will only go low if I'm trying to get maybe a kill. So here, you know, I would maybe go low to keep this person in. But then I have to be careful of the person above me. But instead, right here, right? We're high. We went low to go to the gate. Not sure why. And now we're low. And you see now you're under this person. Where we just gave up this height for no reason. Maybe it was to escape the queen or do some other funky stuff. But we only want to really give away our resources for a reason, you know. Yeah. Now we want to help Toshi get out. Good, we let him help them out. Now we got high again. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, careful. Always got to watch the people above you. And then, yeah, that was just... what happened here? But yeah, I'd like the opportunity to get high. Yeah, evasive maneuvers. We get up high. You're in a pincer. That's unfortunate. Yeah. It was difficult to escape. All right, I like speed here. Getting speed here is good. You have 2 warriors. All right, we're up. Okay, where are we gonna go? We're gonna go snail. All right, so you're now kind of being the snail guard. So we're kind of switching the roles a little bit for who's doing what. And since you have just gotten speed, I would have preferred, I think, maybe you to go high. I mean, it may have been a different call. Because Toshi's slow, Marshall's slow, you should be the one that's kind of high, kind of capitalizing on warriors. But if you naturally, take a low position, then your teammate's going to respond by spreading out. So you coming in here and kind of going immediately to the snail, I think, is... Maybe it would be better for you to have gone high, and then Marshall would have stayed low, and then that kind of stuff. But overall, that's kind of more in the weeds and what I'm talking about. But so yeah, with snail guarding, right? The only the only time that I'm going to kill the drone is when they're actively getting eaten, or is when they're actively like eating someone, right? Because otherwise the drone can kind of create a mini like pincer on you, right? So that kind of is what happens here. All right, we go down to clear the drone. But you see they bump you, and with that bump you end up going low and then dying to the warrior, which Toshi falls up and it's really good. But let's say, right, we had waited. We're still up here. We don't give up our space. We stay here. We don't drop down because this guy's going to come and he's going to take your head. See, now you guys taking your head because you dropped down when it wasn't time to clear the snail. And, this person probably shouldn't be jumping off, but, you can't. It's camp. You can't tell people what to do. So now you're in a pincer because you dropped down. It would be better had you had stayed up here. Toshi is covering your head now because they're following kind of like the high, mid, low naturally. But because we're now attacking the drone, this is creating a pincer here. You're in a pincer between skulls and checks. Had you waited for checks to start getting eaten by stripes, you could be the one creating a pincer with stripes. And instead, maybe we got on the right side of their stripes and you could like bounce the stripes out. You want to always be thinking of like pincers, and that even drones are part of pincers because drones are very strong with their bumps. And then, yeah, that series of events. Unfortunate. All right, we get up safe. That's fine because Marshall died. All right, so now I'm thinking snail's coming back. Let's see, where are we going? All right, we're gonna be the snail person. I think what you could maybe have done, instead of being down here chasing the drone, it may have been better for you to be up. Your team had a tendency to kind of restrict themselves to this part of the map and then play into that side of the map. You see how gold has now surrounded you guys once again. And you could say that's part of objective pressure, but I don't think you have to make the active decision to go down here. I think instead, let's see where we are. Here, right, we go up here. We take a higher position. We can chase that drone a little bit, but don't go down here. Take the high position, come up here with the queen. Because we want to take the map. You have an advantage. You have a warrior advantage. They shouldn't just be getting these warrior forms for free. You guys should be taking the map, should be taking everything. And instead, we don't really do too much while we're fighting this drone. That's fine. That's a good clear for drone. Now we gotta go. We gotta leave. Yeah, you can see even there's no danger. I do like that we went from above. I guess there's no danger here. But even when there's no danger, it's still possible for you to get bumped and weird stuff to happen. Yeah, we have once again restricted ourselves to the bottom of the map. Yeah, and then you get popped. Because, when you're low like this, it's hard to, get out of this situation. Because you have to do tech. You have to do really hard tech to get out from being low from someone. So if we take positions that are higher on the map in general, but you're going to be the mid warrior, which means you have to kind of fluctuate in that high to low space. When I say mid warrior, I mean like when we're 3 warriors. If we're 2 warriors or 1 warrior, like you're the last warrior, you do have to get high. Like you're not just going to sit in the mid space when you're the low warrior. That doesn't really make too much sense in general. Yeah. So here we should just be taking a higher position, and it's kind of that quicker reacting time to, oh, I'm last. I do not want to be in here, and then yeah, we get popped. Mel B's on last. Mel B pulls out some crazy shit. Tag the gate, get Marshall out, kill the warrior, kill the queen. Crazy, honestly, bonkers. Yeah, I think getting speed there is fine. Yeah, yeah, this is a moment where your pathing to getting a berry was a bit difficult and a bit slow. And you tended to hit all these platforms on the way down, and that kind of slowed you down. That almost got you popped here, and it actually killed Toshi. Had you maybe spawned, I mean, Toshi could have played that a little better, but we're not gonna look at other people's gameplay. We spawn, we jump, so we don't hit this platform, and we don't hit that platform. Jump, go down here, and then take this berry, go to the right, so that way we can go to either one of these gates if someone threatens us on here, and then go back in. I think that would have been a lot quicker. Instead, this is a lot of time to be platforming. We get up. Again, we go left. If we had gone up, the queen would be in a pincer. Actually, you might have killed the queen just right out white, and we might have won the game. So this left motion, I understand the snail is a little scary, but just going up high and getting this height above this queen would be very strong. I like this, taking the opportunity to get up high again. We could maybe play around strapes. I like the little mantis attempt, and it does result in a kill. So like every single time you've been around the queen, you two have gotten a kill. Like, actually no joke. Every time it was you two over here and like there was a warrior and stuff, you got a kill. So you two probably like maybe had really good chemistry to like fight and kill people. But it's just looking more of like that highness and working as a team together, I think would have been really good. And then yeah, that's fortunate. Queen is low. I like coming back in to like because you got a pincer on this dude. It's just your tech control is a little off, but I like it. We're rotating around. We're scary. We're threatening the queen. We're scary. Yeah, see, all this is good. This height, scaring the queen, all very good. I like it. And now we're going down to stack. Ooh. So yeah, stacking, very important. It's kind of sitting in this spot right here. and this is more of a higher requirement tech thing, is you want to, queen goes here, warrior goes here, and the drones go here, and that prevents, you know, the warrior from coming in, because that warrior's just going to get popped. So you wanted to sit there. It might have been hard because Mel kind of like went like this and didn't go immediately up, but Toshi got a really good bump and that let Marshall in anyways, so we're good. And yeah, I think you know the concept. It just maybe the execution was not done. Yeah, so we have one Shigan. All put ourselves low on the map. Someone needs to be high. You're the speed warrior. You consistently got speed this game. So as a speed warrior, you go up here, get high, threaten other warriors to come down. Let your other teammates kind of clear the snail, and you go up. Instead, we are all fighting under this skulls for no, you know, I don't want to say no reason, because there was a reason. You're all afraid of the snail. It's very close to the net. But we would have more success if some of us were higher. If you were, I think you would have been the best candidate because you are speed. To go higher, threaten queen, threaten the skulls, get pincers with teammates. I think that would have been the best option, for sure. Yeah, and that's just unfortunate. Yeah, and that's maybe you understand the concept. It's just maybe a nerves thing of like being afraid that snail is going to go in and that maybe a teammate's not going to get the kill or something like that. But I think the biggest thing that teams do is they trust their teammates to sort of like do the thing, so that way it doesn't, you result in better play because you trust your teammate to do the thing and not have to do the thing, because then it becomes redundant and both people are doing the same thing. Yeah. And this is the only day map we're going to watch because this is a long day map. Alrighty. Let's look at your drone life. Yeah. Yeah, so it could have been much more efficient to just drop down here and get a berry, but I don't want to harp on that point. I think I've already discussed it way too much. Mel dies. Alright, we're gonna get out right gate. Alright, we're 3. Alright. Yeah, I think you can hold right gate here. I think that's strong. And yeah, okay, Marshall does the crazy thing. I think holding right gate was fine. I mean, there's no drones there, but like if you weave, then a drone will go there. If you get what I mean. Where was the last drone actually? Oh, they're getting eaten by the snail. Okay, I didn't even see that one. Yeah, and then the Marshall clutches is up. Yeah, so that was holy crap! It's been 43 minutes already. I rambled like crazy. I didn't realize it was been 43 minutes. I guess we're gonna watch. I am so sorry. I did not realize I'd rambled that long about all this stuff. But I think it's good. I think a lot of the stuff that came up in this game is going to come up in other games. Maybe I'll talk more about map-specific stuff that I see. I mean, this was a 6-minute game, so we had to watch 6 minutes, then we had to commentate 6 minutes of it. Yeah, so I want to see a night map game. That's where you guys seem to struggle more on, so I want to see. And I'm actually going to talk. I'm not going to watch this one. Well, how long is this one? How long does this map take? Oh my god, this is another long map. Did you get like a famine or something on this one? I'm not going to... This is a 6-minute night map? Is there a famine on this? No. Oh, I saw this one. I want to watch... No, we'll watch it. We'll watch it. No, I'm not going to watch the entire thing. I'm just going to commentate first. Alright, so we are bumping their bumping their speed. I like it. It's a very viable option on open. And you win it? I like it. Wonderful. So where were we gonna head? I think right gate was definitely the original play. Definitely going mid now to where the queen is. Yeah, I think that was good. Ay. No. So be aggressive. Be aggressive. When you have iframes, you are invincible. The number one motion that I see people doing, especially above this knight mate, we go left to the queen. We immediately put a queen in a pincer. No ifs, ands, or buts. This queen is in a pincer. They are fearing for their lives. I don't care if you don't feel like your tech is good enough. All you have to do is tap to the ceiling and go left. There's not really any tech associated with it. We just go left and we are immediately in a pincer threatening the queen. Instead, we go to the right here on the same side and immediately get killed through the waterfall. Had you been left, much stronger and much better. Use the iframes on your spawn to be scary. And that was a fucking killer kill. Holy crap. Alright, we got speed. I'm fine with that. Marshall is fighting 3 people. Mel is okay. Alright, cool. We get up. There's some more drone trivia I could talk about there, but it doesn't really matter. Or, well, it matters, but I don't want to... I've already talked a little bit about that on the day map. Alright, like this. We hold the queen. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was just we hit the platform. That's fine. Alright, we grab speed again. Got the berry. Looks like we're going to get out for free this time. Oof. Alright, go down through the wrap. I like using the wraps. Go through the right column. Good. Oh, the queen. Good kill from Marshall. Alright, we got a pincer here. Nice. Yeah, that was good. You set up the pincer on the queen. And you guys are the berries are like pretty good right now, actually. Ooh, right gate. You might have been looking at the warrior, and you might not have saw the guy on right gate. Yeah, think about... It's hard to maybe notice how many warriors are up. They only have that one, and he's only on left gate, so we want to think about preventing drones. And you could have definitely stopped this this form here. It's unfortunate, but you know. Yeah, so you are going to be, I guess, escorting the snail. Go to the right. Yep, we still have the pincer. Oh. All right. Marshall's gonna do the J. Oh, that's unfortunate. You're on the right spot though. It just missed tech. Ooh, watch the wrap. Don't stick around. Yeah, never stick around in this like area. This area, there's a what was it? A warrior heat map that Richard has, and like warrior deaths are like here around gates and like in the hive. It's like, do not stick around this position for long. Even here, I could argue that you didn't really stay that long, like right here, but like just sitting on that platform for 2 seconds and then kind of being flip-floppy is like a death sentence. I don't know what that girl was. Alrighty, what did you do? Did you run a berry? I would consider not even getting up here and just like running berries. Which I think maybe that's the decision that gets made. They have 2 ledges, so like your snail's going back. You can get up too. I don't know. I would run this berry actually. Okay. I mean, you're trying. Yeah, that berry's not gonna. Oh, think about what you can do as a drone. You could prevent this form on mid right here as a drone. Right, had you jump up here and prevented that guy from getting out, I think it would have been very strong. I mean, you guys are wiped, so maybe there's an argument that you should be... Okay, I don't like getting speed here. Because you guys are wiped, right? and you have a berry, you really need to follow MLB to get up. Like, you should be trying to go to mid. I know, like, you can get the speed, but, like, you could be on right gate, and that forces warriors to go on right gate. You could be maybe threatening to run the berry. By being out on the map as the drone, you're creating pressure, even as a drone, because you can still fulfill objectives, you can get up and get all these things. By getting speed here, you kind of are eliminating yourself from the match for, like, that amount of time for... And I haven't seen them game, but coming from wipe, I don't think you're going to get up as a warrior. So best case scenario, you run a berry much faster. So I don't think the decision to get speed here is a good one. But, like, you know, maybe that's that's unfortunate. Yeah, so it may seem like, oh, I'm safe now. I don't. And actually, because you are running berries, it takes one more berry off the map. So that's, like, you know, a couple things to consider about that decision. Oh, Mel, you dropped it. That's just unfortunate. All right, so we have 2 warriors now. They have no objective, right? So what you should be doing is you should be blocking their objective or pushing your own, which I see you're doing by being over here. I think, yeah, rotate. Queen's gonna kill you. Well, actually, they're running berries now. So one of you needs to ledge, and one of you needs to run berries. Is what I would normally say, but yeah. I think if there's 5 berries on the map, we don't get speed here. I don't know if Mel B called it, but 5 berries on the map when you guys have 3 and you can kind of force a famine. I think you're... I normally say you're pretty good at understanding when to get speed. I think you were a little greedy on this map on getting speed. This is the second instance where I think getting speed was a bad thing. And it's important to recognize as the match goes on, especially on night, the less likely you are to be able to grab speed because you have to deliver the berry to get in, you know, to, like, it's very expensive is the way to say it. Oh, he kicked both of them. There's one in the hive. All right, let's see. You got this. Yeah, I mean, also, Mel B could have called for you to get speed because it's about to be famine, but I don't, yeah. There's 1 berry on the map and they're getting up. So, yeah, you should have definitely have gotten up there. Maybe, I mean, this is another thing. Like, we haven't hit too many famines in New York, so I understand that maybe you weren't thinking about famines or it wasn't in the mind. But tracking famine, especially on night, because it is the most famined map, is important. One, it has less berries. People are more likely to run berries and all that. So imagine getting in this scenario with you as a speed warrior would have... Honestly, I don't think Blue Chris is living. I know he has an egg, but, like... You know, 2 speed warriors and a queen versus... Well, actually, that warrior gets popped immediately. Yeah, like, that would have been kind of screwy. And speed drone with no berries on the map is kind of... It's a little poo-poo. Yeah, because you just get immediately popped. Oh, Marshall. Yeah, so the only thing we're doing here is we're just... I'm not going to talk about famine drone. You literally just... You either try to bump the queen or you push the snail. You should be so I think you're going to do all that, so I'm just going to skip to the end of the famine. Yeah, so there's 2 theories about getting to the end of the famine. 1, you either wait on a berry pile to get up, or 2, you wait on a berry pile to run berries. I don't think the mid berry pile is the berry pile you want to be on because it's contested. Had we been, like, up here, we could immediately, like, grab one and start running it towards the thing. Yeah, you guys are white. You can't get speed here. I know Mel only tagged the speed gates, but, like, this is another... Oh, but now we're trying to run the berry, but we gotta get up. Oof. Yeah, I think this is a situation where your team kind of just goes all in on trying to get the berries in when it would probably be better to stabilize and recover first. Because now Mel is on pressure and gets killed. Whereas had there been like 2 less warriors or 1 less warrior, I think she doesn't die there. Yeah, so I think a couple of things is like recognizing famine, and how close the famine is, and not using the berries to kind of like get to the famine. I mean, your team may have called for you to put the berry. You can do one of two things. You either get speed, or you run the berries, right? Instead, you got speed and then ran the berry, which was worse because you could have gotten up as a warrior. Yeah, and that's just like recognizing famine stuff, which is just unfortunate. All right, let's look at a dusk. Actually, I want to watch a different set. Enough of this set. I want to watch the set you guys crushed it on. You guys beat Elise's team? Yeah, 4-0. Okay, let's watch this one then. We're not going to watch a day, though. Let's watch the night. Oh, you're right. I went a little bit too far. Yeah, the webcam's kind of sucked on this one. What quality is this in? Only 720p? Okay. Alright, let's see. We're bumping out their speed. They didn't even see you. They didn't even see you. They did not respond. They thought they were in the gate. Alright. No, that was really good gate food. And then recognizing the queen was coming? That was really good. Alright, you guys are... Oh, this is the one where... Yeah, you recognized that the warriors were up, so you ran the berry. I like it. I think Speed Snail would be stronger here, but I know... Oh my god, they have 5 berries in. I would not have gone up now because they're running berries. I would be Speed Snailing to high heaven. But that's, you know, we don't really flex too much in New York, so it might have been harder to recognize that. Well, you died. So now I hope you're going to run the snail. Or we can get up again. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's hard to be flexible, I guess, you know. But I think a speed snail there would have been really good. It would have put Elise on a lot of pressure, and it would have definitely caused like the berries to stop flooding in. But now we're running 3-1 berries, which is maybe a bit slow. Like we're 3-ledging. Okay. Yeah, you come over here to help a squirt, I think is good. Alright, Stripes is coming. Ooh, okay. Oh. Yeah, but that's enough, you know? You didn't have to go... Ooh, okay. You didn't have to go for, like, the kill. You could just, like, threaten abs if they try to go kill their warrior, you know? And that's fine. And then, yeah, you just didn't... I'm just gonna assume you didn't see the queen. Alright, let's see how we recover here. Ooh, Mel died. So if Mel died, we should head to left gate. Nice. Oh, well. It's okay, we up. Alrighty, we're 3 again. Very strong. Push that berry. Yeah, oh, it almost made it in. Alright, let's see. You're gonna pincer, dive out. I say dive out because I'm a queen, but you get out. I like it. Rotate around. Now we have the pincer. Ooh, close. Go. Ooh, that was nice. And now protect that berry. Oh, okay. It's okay. We're still escorting. We have a ledge still, so you're fine doing this. Okay, drop down. It's a little scary being under the queen, but you know, we tried to do it. Ledge died. I like it. You respond by going to the ledge. Ooh, okay. This is a close one. Never mind. Dude, Marshall fucking... Is that Yeah, it was Marshall. That's, damn, dude. Yeah, I think if you were maybe more open to doing that speed snail right at the beginning. I mean, it's hard for you to be like, guys, I'm going to run speed snail and like kind of just say it and have your team respond to it. But I think a speed snail would have been fucking cracked there. Like, yeah, well, shit would have just went. And like, they had one warrior that probably could have gotten stopped. True, I think, yeah, that would have been really strong. You definitely didn't want to come up. You either wanted to run berries or run the speed snail. And it's unfortunate that I guess Michelle came up when, I don't know if you guys said for her to game up. This is the one game that she came up, so I don't know what happened there, but maybe, you know, kind of flexing around with the kind of with the rolling with the punches, right? Like there was a open hive night that I was doing speed warrior or something, or like vanilla warrior with V, and V like accidentally came up in the open. Like she just forgot, or they just forgot that I was the safe warrior, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna run berries because they were running berries, and then I ran like 11 berries and didn't die once to the ledge, and then we won. And I was like, well, we just ran with it and kind of did good anyways. So, yeah, like I think it was would have been funny. Okay, we're gonna watch one more. I want to watch a dusk because we haven't seen a dusk yet. Oh yeah, Elise was like instant tapping in, right? Yeah. Alright, you're getting up vanilla on dusk, it looks like. Which is... Ooh, they gotta bump you out. Ooh, good gate foo though. That was really nice. Alrighty. Yeah, we gotta go down here. Looks like at the snail guard. Interesting, because you guys seem to switch positions a bunch during the course of these games, which I guess is fine. Ooh, no, you're too afraid. You're too afraid. You're too afraid. You don't have to move away. You just sit here. You tap, 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 tap. They eat, right? So, snail guarding, right? You want your snail to eat to allow this warrior has to come down to clear, right? And that is your opportunity to kill, right? So now you just gave this warrior all the free space in the world to get that kill. So you want to just stay here, and actually, had you stay there, they probably would have just flown into you, like low key. But by like going away, you've just given them free space. There was nothing threatening you either. Like this guy could have maybe bumped, but like not really. They were much more focused on getting up. So don't give up any free space. You know, make the enemy work for stuff. Oh, and then you do get bumped in a weird way. Oh well. Alright, let's see this recovery. Yep, grab the berry, go up, up. Alrighty, nice. We spawn. Alright, we're playing high here, but we need to... Right, we need to go back to defend the snail. Someone has to go to the snail. All three of us are ledging right now. This is not what we want to do. All three of us are still ledging. Like, okay, if someone... So, I'm only sending this video to you, right? I'm not saying this to anybody else. So what I'm about to say is going to shit on Alex a little bit. Alex has a tendency to... Well, Alex is her drone. It doesn't matter, actually. If either me... I don't think you're going to be ledging, but if either me or Mickey are like... Actually, me and Mickey both know not to do this. This is not going to happen. But like, if you are like the designated ledge and then someone comes over and ledges with you, you just leave. There's no reason to stand there. You guys are just losing the game. You know what I mean? Like, having that 3 ledging there was like really bad for like that entire period because your snail didn't move. And they probably still got a berry in because it's dusk. So like... This double ledging just doesn't work out. Well, you killed the only warrior, so now it's lockout. So someone ledges, 2 people help on lockout is what the ideal position would be, which it looks like just Marshall's doing it. But that's fine, because now you're ledging, and Mel will get a good kill. Alright, you're ledging. I almost got a kick in. Nice. Yeah, and now if we see like, let's say like, what this warrior just holds mid, you ledge, and this warrior goes here. That queen's never getting anybody out. But instead, because this warrior is also focused on ledging, they allow this warrior to come out mid, you know, like, and then the warrior gets out here, and you know now it's 2, and that lockout should never have been broken. And yeah, you did all the right stuff. You just had their ledge, but it was like having other warriors kind of play around with all this stuff too. And now the snail is going the wrong way, but Marshall is gonna kill this queen somehow. Never mind. Oh, well, now you're last. Good kill. Ooh, good mantis attempt. Alright, we still legend, we recovered. And that's a good queen kill. Yeah, but you see how, like, they really shouldn't have had that much pressure on you guys. Like, you guys out-dueled, I think, pretty much every warrior duel. You had more teamwork pretty much out, but they were, like, 3 berries away from winning. Because the snail didn't get to move because everybody was ledging. You know, like, that's the strategic problem with the over-ledging and not pushing. The flowchart kind of goes like this, right? Like, if they have any warriors, it is 1 person ledging, queens match each other, and 2 people go on the snail. And the 2 people on snail either push the snail for free or have to kill the warrior. And because it's a 2v1 on the warrior, that it's more likely going to be successful. If the other warrior tries to clear the ledge, then you as the ledge have to remain safe, be calm, be stable. You can allow some berries to go in, because your snail is moving faster than they are. If they get wiped, 1 person ledges, 2 people help with lockout. Because the snail doesn't need to be cleared, the ledge doesn't need any assistance, ideally. Meat is a little different because of the backdoors, but this is like for every map before meat. Because the ledge, you know, if there's 4 berry runners, that snail is moving, and hopefully the ledge kills at least 1 or 2 of them. If they have 2 warriors, then you as a ledge have to live, and the people on the snail have to really like 1v2 the snail people, and that's where it becomes more of a harder issue. Yeah, I will watch one more Twilight map because if you were running berries, I don't know what you were doing on Twilight. I guess you were bumping their speed. We get up. We got speed. What are we doing? Are we 3-run berries on Oh my god, what is happening? Okay, we're 3-1 berries. I kind of hate 3-1 berries for the exact reason that's happening right now, but it is what it is. Elise is dying. Alright, we got 3 people ledging. Someone should be clearing the ledge. Someone should be clearing the ledge. Okay, it looks like Marshall's gonna do it. You guys are still letting berries in with 3 people ledging. You know how, like, this is so bad. Oh, no. Oh, God. Thank God. That was... I'm gonna be honest. You guys should have lost this game. Because Marshall should go ledge, right? Decides not to. It's kind of like chasing queen. It works out. But then you get up, right? And Marshall's already alive, so you should either ledge or you should really... But Marshall's alive and is kind of chasing queen still. Like, okay, now... Yeah, so if we are going to dual ledge, the idea of, I guess, 3-1 berries on that is that one of the ledges can watch the front door, the other ledge can watch the back door, and then the final person can clear the ledge on your side. It also allows the two people ledging to kind of counterplay against the count clearing warrior. So, but unfortunately, I don't think you or Toshi have been coordinated enough to like kind of do that. And Marshall, I disagree with queen hunting, especially in this instance, but it works out because there's only kills he got the entire game. It works out because some of these queens are newer, for sure. Yeah, I think you guys strategically should have just lost that game outright. Like, I don't think Marshall queen hunting made sense. I don't think the two ledges make sense because then your drones are getting in. I don't know. I'm just not going to think about that game. Okay, so yeah, let's see. I'm going to end it here. Let's see the overall things. I think overall, work on tech still, obviously. Don't give up height on the map when you are not forced to. Or give up height on the map to make a play. Like set up a pincer on someone, try to kill someone. You should think of height as a resource that you are expending to put yourself in a position that is better. Be a little bit more flexible. If you see that, maybe Alex, for our team, if Alex came up, maybe run a snail. Try to watch on night when famines are coming up to make decisions on that and have that kind of impact your decisions. So less speed when you're getting closer to night, famine, and all that. On day, always go this way out of the gate. Like 99% of the time, go this way going out of the gate. Don't go this way. Bad. Try to stick to particular roles. So for us, they'll be high, mid, low. If you get speed, then I might say for you to go high, and I might go mid because of speed, but that'll depend more on how we actually play and flex around. And yeah, I think that's all the big things that came up in this. And I'm when I do the VOD reviews like this, I'm more critical. Like you did plenty of really good things like throughout this game. That one queen kill coming about was really good. There was a couple other good kills you get. Your counting ledging on night map was very good. It's just easier to point out mistakes sometimes. But overall, I think you played really well. I'm really excited for us to play, and we can talk more tomorrow specifically about this. And I'm really excited for us to play at KQAF, and I think you're getting cracked for sure. And maybe we'll do really good. So that's it for that.